So, let's go ahead and get rolling. We'll do the official call to order at 5:46. Everyone just taking notes. It's Rachel. Rebecca.
You know, maybe an introduction.
I think that's a great idea. That's absolutely a great idea. In fact, let's combine these just a little bit. So let's run around the room here.
Some noise to be out.
Folks.
I can't.
If you're the peanut
Folks in the back.
gallery, talk out there.
Take the peanut gallery outside, please.
Thank you.
We're glad you're here, but if you're going to talk, do it outside.
I just want to take photos of you
It's
guys.
meant to be open, it was open. We would like to shut it, but if it's open on purpose, we'll keep it open.
I
You
think
can
it
shut.
was open for people to take stuff out to their car, and I think everybody has already done that.
Yeah, go ahead and shut it.
But technically, the meeting is open to anyone as long as they keep quiet, right?
Well, yeah, exactly. I just don't want a conversation. All right, so let's run around the room just a little bit. And everybody can introduce themselves so we get a sense of whose names and faces are. As we talked about, give me your name, give me where you're from, give me your position, and then take just like 5 minutes and sketch us an outline of what you want to take on as your project. Your specific thing. This is what you're going to do, right? And then if you can, give me something that I can follow up with you in a week and ask if you've done. So we've all got stuff that we want to do, and I've got some broader things to talk about after that. But the main thing that I want you guys to take away from this is your personal action steps coming out of this meeting, coming out of this convention. This is very easy for all of you, like, now what? And it's all huge. So I want everybody to have an action item that they know they're doing as we all walk out the door. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
All right. So let's start right here, Pat. Because you're amazing.
I'm usually the last one
Absolutely not.
in the alphabet and where I was born, but that's too long. I'll be really quick here.
So reason you got your ticket upside down?
That's kind of like how I am. You know? Pat Wright, San Diego Vice Chair. I would love to do two things. Email marketing, if the email list to this organization, and the website. Now, you should have, when someone sends out content, someone to proof it. And that could actually be you, and that might be where you and I work very well together. But that's what I would like, and I'd love to change the website right away. Get the negative off of it.
All right, I love it. Thank you. Mark, you're right here. We'll kind of work around this.
All right, Mark Nicole, Secretary County. We're wrapping up the state fair.
At large, is that what you're at?
Pardon?
Yes, and your position's at large?
Oh, yes, sorry. We're wrapping up the state fair that I arbitrated and worked with James Just.
Oh, yeah.
On the state fair project. We've done that ad hoc outside the LPC circles. I'd like to bring that into the LPC circle because that's a good fundraising opportunity. Speaking of fundraising, I'd like to participate in fundraising. And prior to my jettison from the TechCon membership committee, I was prior to making phone calls to get people to renew. So I like to make phone calls to get people to renew.
All right. Thank you, Mark.
And serve as elder statesman.
Oh, no, I can't.
Wait, where's Dan?
Dan, he's the only one who's an elder statesman.
I haven't seen Dan in a long time, Rich.
All right, we're going to play the unofficial elder statesman for now, pending the conclusion of this debate. June, go ahead.
June Janice, Riverside. I will continue to serve as a liaison between the ranked choice movement and the Libertarian Party. You may not know this because I think the party's lost all track, but the party formally endorsed the creation of the California Ranked Choice Voting Coalition. So they are not putting any pressure on the party to do anything because they're trying not to emphasize political parties, except for trying to get more conservatives because we need more. So to be balanced, it's multipartisan, it is highly diverse. And diversity is an issue that I'm concerned with, but I don't really know that I have any skill to do anything about it. On the other hand, I'm also concerned about the convention. I did organize a very successful convention, but I had a long time to do it. I'm really worried about where we're even going to get it. So I'm willing to work on that, but I'm not sure I should head it up.
Fair enough. So right now I'm doing RCB stuff.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to follow up about that. Okay. I'm Lauren Dean. I'm from Riverside County. I've been running around for the last 36 hours solid. And again, my principal job here, the way that I want to work this, is that I'm helping you get stuff out. I'm getting stuff out of your way. So whatever it is that you think you need to get your project done, my job is to get rid of that. And so I'm gonna be following up with you about these projects that you're doing, and I'm gonna very shortly want to hear from you some specific metrics that you want to try and hit. And I'm gonna be calling you every couple of weeks. I'm gonna engage Pat's nag rule, and I'm gonna be up.
No, I'm the nagger.
You're
the
the
naggy.
The naggy. I think there's gonna be a lot of nagger and naggying. This will be a two-way relationship.
All right, that's good.
So there'll be nagging in every direction, and making sure that asking you on a regular basis, what are you succeeding at, and what are you learning from it, and what is in your way? And the answer to that third question becomes my action items. So in order to
I
free
need
up
someone
space-
in Riverside, the city of Riverside, to head an RCV movement. They are eligible, but I haven't found a body.
Well, if you're going to be the liaison to the RCV, then that's primarily you. Now,
Well, I don't have
what
access to the information.
See, that's something I can do for you, right? So that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. It's a great example, right? Is I can help you find the information you need.
I need to know where there are libertarians in the city of Riverside.
I hear you, 100%. And that's
We
totally
have a
something you
complete
do.
database, right?
What's that?
We have a complete voter registration database.
It's not
We
just
do.
registered voters, it's
Yeah,
members of the party.
We've still got all the L2 stuff, we've still got all the neon stuff, all those databases exist, and I'll work on all the changeovers and permissions and all of that as we go forward the next couple of days. So, that's what we're doing. I'm here. Mary Beth.
Mary Beth Scavage, Central Area Coordinator, Fresno County. One of my first things is going to be to get in touch with the members of Kern County to see what we can do to start their getting their county active again.
All right. Thank you. Tara.
My name is Tara Young. I'm from Riverside County. I would like to work on social media marketing, messaging, communications. So, and a lot of that's going to be through social media videos, compiling content, and working with people who are also really good at social media and love that to bring onto basically my team that I can work with. I'm so glad you said that about the website, because having a website, I mean, I'm a business owner as well, and having a good website is key. And in my speech, I talked about, I had that tinyurl.com/Liberty Voices. It's a temporary thing. I would love to be able to have that through a page on the website if possible, because at the end of every post, like we could put a post, if you see something in your area that you would like to see covered on social media, then they could go to this page and basically have that same kind of form. It doesn't have to be a Google form or whatever, but it's the same kind of ideas where people have an idea, a place that they can submit ideas for content. Because, I mean, I think the more people that can contribute to the content generation, the better. So I'm really good at editing, I'm really good at putting it all out there, utilizing hashtags and, all the things that need to be done and how to get things shareable, but I need content, and that's the whole thing, is that the more.
How do you edit? Premiere Pro or?
It's so crazy. Because, you can use CapCut,
I can't.
Well,
I've
there's
never figured it
CapCut,
out.
but there's on a desktop, and there's a whole thing, and you can use fancy cameras and all that stuff, but to be honest with you, that type of editing takes a long time. So I have found the most effective way to get communication out quickly and efficiently is to use your phone. So I record everything on my phone. I edit from my phone because I can edit from my couch, I can edit on my patio, I can in bed, whatever, and I submit to social media through my phone. So everything is so nothing has to be moved. The only thing I will need is I need some kind of doc folder that I would like to be able to dump all my videos and stuff.
They take a lot of space.
Yes, so I have to be on top of things quickly and to get things off of my phone, but I need to transfer it. And so what I do is I just transfer it onto it, I have a drive that I just stick into my phone that I transfer it onto. I have for my real estate boss, I put everything in a folder. So
Are we at our 5 minutes?
We're getting too specific, don't you think?
Okay.
All
Anyway,
right, that's fine.
Well, I will be talking to you because we have a lot in common.
we have a lot to work with, and there's a lot that's going to cross the line.
Right, well, and this is the kind of thing that I think we're going to discover as we do this. We're going to discover that there is synergy between projects that we're trying to do, which is great, because that's going to inform like committee stuff later, which we're not going to deal with here. But as we meet again, we'll slowly divvy out into committees, fit the structure onto the existing projects instead of the other way around. So, I think we do need to get you access to all the different feeds, right? We theoretically have
I don't even
like
know
accounts
that.
on a whole bunch of things, but I don't even know what either, so
Right, so that's,
we'll start
yeah,
looking at that.
that's the
Okay.
first step.
Very limited, you need to open a new account.
And that's the whole thing.
You should have a Facebook group besides a Facebook page.
Sure, I mean,
Yeah.
some of this stuff needs to be completely restarted or started completely. We're
And
just
there
not
is a Facebook page, but it hasn't been posted until February 5th was the last post on it.
Yeah.
So there is a Facebook group for each of the three geographic areas.
Yes.
And I talked to Bets earlier today, and she said she was going to give each area coordinator admin access for the corresponding Facebook group. As far as she knows, there are no pages for the areas, which, probably there's no reason for there to be. But that will take care of the existing things, and then if we want to add additional social media things specific to an area, geographic area, we could do that.
It's just untangling all the
Yeah,
different
it's
social
untangling
media
all the
accounts.
accounting
Yeah,
information. That's going to be step one.
The social media, the committee, the marketing committee has all that access now, and
Okay,
she was pretty clear that she was going to divvy it up and give it to us.
okay.
All right, Dave.
Dave Schrader from Hermosa Beach, LA County. To answer your question for 1 week activities, I'm thinking probably doing an inventory to know where we're at right now in terms of what are the key KPIs, key performance indicators that we might be able to measure to see progress in the number of members, specifically other things. And I can guess at a first list, but I'll probably want to outreach to people just to find out what everybody collectively thinks. So I could be the keeper of the KPIs. We'll have more detailed ones for your areas, but it's like to support, or for example, what would people want to see to demonstrate that the executive group is making progress. So then maybe a little bit of education on the difference between data and data analytics. So I don't know all the data sources, so inventorying, and I bet Joe, other people already know the answer to that. What kinds of data do we have? L2, membership data, a variety of things, which would all feed into the KPIs. And then not within 1 week, but it would be inventorying what are the top areas for data analytics. So what open questions do you have where analyzing the data would help, right? So that would be the goal for a week.
All right. Thank you very much. Terry Floyd. Hi, Terry. I'm Laura.
Hi.
We haven't met.
Yes, we've met. Terry Floyd, Alameda County. I mentioned I've managed 3 conventions, 1 with committee and 2 solo. So I'm concerned about the convention, like as everyone is, and that's something I would like to focus on to address as soon as we can.
All right.
And I'm willing to assist any way I can.
We'll definitely come around on that in just a minute.
Can I put the Old Inn and Riverside, National Riverside, you're both? We need to do the convention in SoCal. There's a great old hotel in Riverside.
Mission Inn.
The Mission.
Thank you, the Mission Inn.
The Mission.
It's probably expensive.
The Mission Inn is wildly expensive. It's beautiful,
Yeah.
but it's really expensive. Yeah, it's
For February.
The first thing is going to be to find a venue that we can afford and still book this close to the
yeah.
date.
Even the rooms aren't so bad, but the meeting rooms are.
Ask Chris if he has any hotel.
Well, I mean, if we absolutely have to, I would imagine we could fall back here again. I think that Chris is probably open to that. I know it's a haul for a lot of people, but if it's what has to happen, then ultimately that's something that we have to look at. But we'll come back around on that. Absolutely.
Apparently not the Santa Clara people.
Well, for some folks, it's just right next door. Hey, Fresno. But yeah. All right. So it's Rebecca, right?
This is Rebecca. I'm from San Francisco, secretary. I already have a lot of work to do. I already have arranged a Zoom call with Chris Edgar, and he's going to help me with everything.
Right.
Rebecca, are you going to be giving access to the Neon database? Is that your?
I have no idea what that means.
Almost certainly. Neon is our current membership
We'll
database.
be generating
Yes.
membership lists every month.
Obviously, I
Yeah.
will be.
Chris is a very organized, very methodical man, and he'll be able to walk you through everything. So you can have total faith in Chris.
All right.
All right. Francisco.
Hi, Francisco Amelise, the first alternate at large. So my projects, like I said earlier, are going to be the same. working on the call to actions material and translating them to Spanish. That way we get more outreach. And any other material that we want to put out there, I mean, I'm willing to translate to Spanish.
Spanish language materials are something that California can sure use. All right.
Along those lines, I point out that Spanish is not the only language that we should have that concern about. The county where I live is probably, I don't know, close to 50% Asian. There's tons of Chinese speakers, tons of people from India,
Sure, a lot of
Vietnam.
English speakers, yes.
So Spanish is probably the highest priority, but we shouldn't figure, oh, we can translate it to Spanish, we're done.
Oh, for sure. No, you're absolutely right.
Well, good start, though.
Yeah, if you flip over the back of any voter guide, and there's like 18 different languages there. Things like that.
Actually, one of the reasons I voted for you, Francisco, is I'm very concerned about the lack of diversity in this organization. We have done better on women in the early days, but we lack diversity that some of the organizations we would like to work with, and we look bad to them. So I would like to see us build up our membership among all minority groups, which is part of why I support RCV, because it's good for any minority, whether you're political
All
or
right,
not.
before we get rolling on RCB, we'll move on.
Just saying why I support it.
All right, I appreciate that. All right, who else are we back here? Richard.
Richard Stafford, Eureka, Humboldt County. My focus is going to be on affiliate support. For whoever I can reach, I make regular trips down to Fresno once a month, as well as to San Jose from Humboldt County. So mostly north, but I make my way down to Central as much as I can. So the thing you can check up on me with next week is I have a correlation meeting with the chair pro tem for Butte County. We're going to get together and get a short list of people who have been at least showing up to meetings. And we're going to see if we can find a decent treasurer so we can get his affiliate off the ground.
Excellent. All right, thank you. Who else is back there? I'm going to loop it back around. Let me get to Brandon, and then we'll come back up this direction.
All right, so what is the question? I came in late.
All right, Brandon, you were on me about starting this thing on time.
I know, and I got stuck in conversation.
All right. All right, so here's what we're doing. Tell us where you're from, give us your positions so everybody's aware, and then give me something you want to really focus on, like your actual passion that you want to do.
In general, or something like
specific, as specific as you can.
All
Tell
right,
me what you want to focus on.
Brandon Jackson, Vice Chair of San Diego, Southern Area Coordinator now. What I'm really wanting to focus on is community outreach, but not in the sense of community outreach and going to things like events and protests, rallies, different things, and a different aspect than what I used to do, and more for the Libertarian Party in general, and less for political like activism, outreach for voters on issues that you know we have in common with them. You know, they're like in LA right now. Well, I guess LA is LA in general, but you know, there's immigration protests and stuff. And if we have somebody who knows what they're doing out there and able to talk to them, and you know they're disgruntled, and bring them into either active voters or into the party, or at least a glimpse into what we're about, I think it can go a long way. And doing outreach in that sense, I am very familiar with, and know how to not get in trouble now.
Do you not know how to get in trouble?
So I'm going that route, and also coalition building. I know some of you may not like the idea of working with maybe Republicans or Democrats or the Green Party or whatever it may be. But firsthand experience with the Libertarian Party in Arizona, they worked hand in hand with the Green Party. Like it was almost like they were twin parties, and they would go to each other's events, and usually we dominate, like we take a lot more from them, but we still work with each other because we're both third parties, right? And if we succeed, they succeed, and vice versa. So I'm going to try to outreach the Green Party a little bit and see if there's any common goals there. I've been already reaching out to Republicans, single policy coalition stuff. I'm not looking to sell out to anybody. I scratch your back, you scratch mine if anything. Because we need to be the leaders, you know, in this free society nowadays. Republicans and Democrats aren't necessarily doing that. Republicans are starting to come around nowadays a little bit, but it's like they come and go and it's flip-floppy.
So in a week or so,
Huh?
in a week or so, what can I hit you up for? What can I call you in a week and check to see if you've done? Can I hit you up for a calendar of events you're gonna go to?
I can't go to events for another month.
Oh, right.
So
That's that whole stay out of trouble thing.
not yet. But I have made a bunch of contacts that I'm talking to, so I'll update you with single policy coalitions.
Okay, just like a list of contacts you've made, I can hit you up for that in a week?
Yeah.
Right on, okay.
And I can also help with IT stuff.
I suspect that's gonna come in real handy.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe.
Hi,
Dean
I'm
Caucus.
Joe Dean from Santa Clara County, the new Northern Area Coordinator. So pretty much what I plan to focus on immediately is getting a handle on the situation that the counties in my area are in. There's two cases. There's the ones that are allegedly active, organized. I want to get a much better picture of what that actually means. Are they actually having meetings? What are they doing? And then what's going on with the ones that are not active. Some of them already have a chair pro tem. I would get in touch with those. And I want to see what's going on with the counties that aren't like that, how many members there are and all that, and start keeping track of this stuff going forward. So there's some overlap here with what Dick Schrader was saying,
Of course.
in terms of data and data analytics on a county-by-county basis. And I've done some of that stuff before on a county-by-county basis without being an area coordinator, but I'd like to work with him on that. There are other metrics that have nothing to do with counties, but we can share ideas there. And I'm very glad to hear that Richard is going to keep, his activities in terms of counties where he's already in touch with somebody. And I would welcome the help of anybody else who, it's a big area, so anybody else who already has contact with people in a particular county or has opportunity to travel to those subsections.
Getting into the backwoods of the Jefferson zone sounds like it would be a little more.
Yeah, well, I don't really want to divide things up that way. We should all be, some more or less in Jefferson zone. So I don't want to really subdivide it unless.
Totally fair.
But different parts of the area definitely have different characters. The Bay Area is quite different from the Central Valley, is quite different from the far north. So we have to take those things into account. But I do want to work with anybody who has contacts with any of these counties, and I do want to work with Dave on the data.
I presume,
I'm also
Dave, your phone is
reviewing
always on.
the operations manual. It looks like the area coordinators have other responsibilities, that they are ex officio members of certain committees. Active, I mean it's by the fact that they ex officio in the sense of because they have this position, right? In particular, it looks like the area coordinators are expected to serve on the so-called affiliate support committee and the membership committee. And of course, you all know that I'm very interested in membership, so that's a good fit. So I think that's enough to keep me busy for the short term.
Fantastic. So in a week, can I follow up with you and ask you?
In a week, what I will tell you is how much success I've had in starting to get in touch with the various counties.
Who have you got hold of?
But I probably will not have information about all of them. I will hopefully have at least what seems to me better information that I had at the beginning. For the longer term, there's one other committee that I'm interested in serving on. That is the Historical Preservation Committee that was founded several years ago. It kind of went dormant in the recent regime, but I'd like to get it reactivated. As you know, I'm a member of the National Historical Preservation Committee. I'd like to gather together people in California, who I know June has some interest in this, who are interested in working together on California-specific material and articles for LPD and get that going again.
I think that's a great idea. We are definitely facing, crass though it may be to talk about it, the loss of generation of activists. And capturing information in history is becoming a critical need. So that's totally legit. I appreciate you wanting to do that. All right, Lawrence Samuels.
Yes, now I'm a writer and a journalist. I can write some material if you told me, you know, what kind of topic you're looking for. Will this be in the website, or are you going to create a journal, or are you going to do something that goes out to phones?
Well, let me turn that question around on you, Mr. Journalist. Would you like to create a journal or a website or a newsletter? How do you feel about being the new editor of the Beacon?
No, I don't know about that.
You signed on the dotted line, man.
Yeah, I did, but not to create a whole system. I mean, I've created a lot of websites, but not so fast anymore on it. But, you know, it's enough to do the research of it. And also, one of my books, I have an anthology, Facets of Liberty, and a lot of little short articles by libertarians. And for years, God, decades, we were talking about putting it in Spanish. Well, finally, we found a group down in Uruguay that liked our book and wish it was in Spanish. And they found me a translator from the university, and they translated it, and now it's published.
How do you feel about coming up with like 100 or 200 character snips of your work that can go on the social media feed? Creating a huge catalog out of your backlog of social media posts. You wouldn't be posting them. You'd be
Actually, I did it with here. I just have this out just this week. This is my social media collection from, you know, things like Lou Rockwell, American Thinker, Stop Socialism. That's from Heartland Institute. But I don't know if that's appropriate for. I mean, it's not like it's pornographic, but it may be a little too detailed. You know, journalism. There are all kinds of journalism, and you're trying to get people information, but also get them to want to come to you and help out.
Messaging certainly matters, and tone certainly matters, and we don't need to be New Hampshire. But I think that we can be. I think we can be punchy and still be principled and professional.
Yeah. So, and I thought.
I was going to say, you guys seem like you.
Yes, I want to give you a copy of it. I want to go out back to my car and take a look at it and see what you think. What chapters? I mean, one of the really good chapters is by Carl Hess, The Death of Politics. And that started the Libertarian.
I think it's a death we would all celebrate.
I used to have them at my conference series. always love. It's always great to sit down here and talk to them.
Hey, remind me what county you're from.
I am Monterey County.
Monterey County. Down in Monterey. All right.
So I mean.
So what can I follow up with you on in a week? What do you want to get done in a week? What do you want to do next week?
What kind of journal would you want? I assume not paper anymore, but it'd be something that would be sent out to the members electronically.
How techy do you feel?
I'm not that techy.
Okay.
Well, you know, no, sorry. My son is, but I'm not.
Okay, well, let's hold on a second.
Well, as a journalist and someone, I hope you'll let me be on the website committee, we need to get an article on the website about this convention. And that's I use ChatGPT for everything, but it's not going to tell me about the Libertarian Party convention, which is bad.
Or if it does, it'll be wrong.
Well, no, I'm a big believer. If you would write an article about this convention, and I think it would be a very warm article because this is a very good convention, we came out with very positive feeling and very good energy, that would be most helpful.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I could write it, but I've not been paying attention to all the people who were speaking.
That was my problem. That's why I'm pushing it off on you.
You know, the names and everything. I mean, normally I would have a convention pamphlet telling who speaks at one and what their time periods.
Can you give us like a more, we met and this is like capture the mood. Right. You know, not a schedule. Just capture the mood of what happened.
An overall.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, that-
People are not,
Let me see if I can get something.
We're all confused.
Thank
All right,
you.
I'll hit you up in a week and follow up on how your
Okay.
progress is going on that draft.
Lawrence,
Yeah.
what about press releases? I haven't heard anybody talk about. We passed a number of resolutions, and those are things that could form potential press releases and maybe get us some exposure.
Yeah, I've done some press releases in the past when I was in college, but I've done that for a while, but I can still probably do it.
We used to have a PR Newswire account. that we
Yeah, that's what
generated.
you really need.
Yeah,
that's
that's how we used to get send out press releases with PR
You can get
Newswire.
a whole bunch of.
So are you saying we have a contact list
We
already?
used to.
Oh,
I don't know if we do anymore, but I think PR Newswire just blasts out to all the local, to the newspapers that you identified.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want to do for this and campaigns and so forth.
Well, that sounds like something.
Let me work on the overall, let me think more about it.
All right, I'll follow up with you next week.
Okay.
All right, Brian,
Yes, I'm the questionable Brian Holtz.
the questionable Brian.
From Santa Clara County. I'm starting my 5th straight term in elective office on my town's water board. I guess my project would be to help counties follow the same recipe that I used to sneak into elective office by monitoring the open offices, the uncontested seats or the single candidate seats right at the end of the filing period. Plus there's a rule in California that if no incumbent files for re-election, then they give an automatic extra 7 days for people to file. So during that intense little period, there's you can see what seats are open. You can match them against the Reg Libs and the central committee members in that district who are eligible to run, and then blast out emails. We did that I think a couple of years ago in Santa Clara County. Got close to getting one really good candidate to run. Unfortunately, as I found in my own district, trying to get another ally is the Form 700 requirements are the big hurdle. Requires full disclosure of all of your stock holdings and business arrangements and stuff. That's a big barrier for people who are kind of successful. So
We're trying to stay under the radar.
yeah, exactly. So
Look at you, Brandon.
but it's not that bad. I can help people with that. So anyways, I'll probably pick a county to investigate their registrar voters publishing system for tracking these the filing periods, and so that I can replicate what we did in our county for other counties.
All right, can I follow up with you next week to see which county you chose?
Sure.
That's going. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so who did I miss? Chris is not here. And Paul is not here.
If you'd like, I could probably get him on the phone for you. Did you guys try that?
Well, I'm pretty local in Paul. I might just go visit him.
Okay, because
Yeah,
this
so
is an in-person meeting, the rest will probably be Zoom, right? So-
Yes.
But I could have gotten
So
him.
I'm sure he'll be able to make that. That's fine. Okay, so
Lauren, could I get access to you've been blocked for,
yes, I mean, in fact, I'm a codified this on my list. Get everybody access to Neon.
is this a read-only?
I'll turn this into something that's intelligent and that I'll be sharing out to
And
everybody.
tell us-
I think it was, read-only.
Tell us how we get to it.
And for terms of Neon, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. Editing is going to be restricted, but we all need to be able to log in and see. Yeah, absolutely.
there's training?
Is there training, or can we find out more information about what NEON is?
That's a really great question.
I've logged in a number of times.
I would be totally willing to help with training,
Oh, fantastic, okay.
for sure.
I would be totally willing to help with any kind of training.
Probably like accommodate random schedules.
Yes, and I know all of those systems exceedingly well.
All right, fantastic. All right, as I follow up with all of you next week.
L2 also.
And L2, okay.
Yeah.
What's the difference? Why are there two?
Huh?
Why do we have two in CRS?
No, L2 is
Voter
the
registration data.
The voter registration data?
My, how times have changed.
No, we have good access to that.
From the Secretary of State?
It's through Neon. Lauren, do you mind if I just say this really quickly?
Sure, quickly, yeah.
Okay, so L2, what we do as a party, and Lauren, you're gonna have to do a new letter. We have a relationship with L2 we give them permission to get our information from the Secretary of State. They then clean that information, they put it in their database, which is really good because it's all clean information with a lot of other data points that I know that Dr. Dave knows a lot about, which is haystack data. And because we give them that data, they give us access to their database for free.
Cool.
And also give us $10,000 a year.
Oh,
I negotiated that in 2018.
wow. Well, we have resources.
Yeah, this stuff exists, and we'll work on.
I'm sorry?
Aren't there emails?
There's emails, there's phone numbers, there's,
Already have them?
and you have to be able to know which fields that you're downloading. But there's information on what magazines they get, what money they've given to political parties, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, they're scraping databases from all
Lots
over.
of stuff.
It's gone. Now,
Exactly.
we have the right collection of talent here.
Yes, we do. We absolutely do. And I'm excited to see what happens with it. Brandon.
Is there any way we can automate a lot of like filings and data collection and stuff? And I'm throwing an idea out of here, like out here. Have our own in-house privately made AI that helps us do this type of stuff automatically. Would you guys be interested in any of that by any chance?
Steve Halleck had a system that he designed that would notify him 2 weeks before every filing with the FPC was
I still
due.
have access to that, and I can share that with
Yeah,
whoever needs
because
it.
that made it really easy to make all your filings on time.
Well, that's very interesting. Would you? That sounds like something you could use, Brian.
Oh, yes, sure.
Yeah, I have access to that stuff, so I can share that.
All right. You want to contact me and you get hold of that?
Okay.
All right.
Question?
Yes.
I think it was Adrian who mentioned something about national switching from neon to something else. How might that impact us?
I don't know that it will necessarily affect us. I mean, our memberships and stuff are separate. I think
We
that-
have our own neon membership?
Yes, I think the reason that he talked about that, he mentioned a platform called Zoho, and I think that his push is that Zoho is arguably both easier to use and cheaper.
I like it cheaper.
It's hard to dislike cheaper. What it would take to do that switch over, I'm not too sure, but that's definitely a project that can be examined as we go forward, for sure.
And Lauren, I'm not trying to
Make it quick.
I can help with that because I've done a lot of research in all of the CRMs.
Okay. All right. So, a couple things. Let's talk about convention. Okay. National Convention 2026 will be in May. It's going to be 4 days long. But in practice, that means that we have to have delegates selected by February. We need to turn right around and set up a February convention. Notification rules indicate that we probably need to get notice to the members of a when and where by, I'm thinking like October 1st to be safe. So that means that a venue and a date need to get chosen like as soon as possible. Terry, it sounds like you're volunteering to spearhead that. How do you feel about that?
That's something that needs to be done as soon as possible, so that's top priority.
All right. Can you start making some phone calls and doing some searching, and I'll follow up with you next week, and we'll see how this goes?
Okay, we're looking at Southern California sites,
Or here is a backup.
or here's about.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of time to.
Yeah, we don't have a huge amount of time, so like whatever.
If we can negotiate something with Chris now, early, then.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's lurking back.
Terry,
Yes.
I've actually already reached out to some hotels in Southern California as
Yeah,
well.
oh, good. Yeah, let us know your list.
But this has been lovely, Chris.
Thank you.
And by the way,
Yes, absolutely.
thank you.
And I went and had brunch in the restaurant, and that was probably the best brunch I've ever had. That was amazing.
The restaurant's amazing.
I have never taken an Eggs Benedict out of like a big warming pan and had it be really good. And it was really good. So, yeah. All right. So, okay, so Terry, you follow with me?
Yeah.
Right, and we'll see if we can get something going. Okay.
Or are you going to quit your job and work full-time for something?
I work as an adjunct history instructor online, so my schedule is asynchronous and pretty fluid anyway. So I've got a little time. I'm not going to do anybody's job for him. But Again, I'm here to get stuff out of your way. That's the challenge.
Are we going to need a new chair as Riverside County now?
We probably are. So
Are
so
you
be
going to work, is
thinking.
that your chore?
Yes, that is another one of my jobs. Try and find you where. I'm sorry.
We get a report.
Get a report and a rate? Well, I actually had a dude approach me. He spoke with the mic a couple of times and said, "Hey, we should have lunch." I've never seen the guy before. But he's from Riverside County, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, let's talk about convention. We've talked a little bit about February, and again, we need to put something together fast because we're going to have to be able to put out notice it's August, 60 days. Like we got 2 months to be able to put notice out for a February convention. So this is something that has a sense of urgency going forward. And I think that this is, we don't need to talk about it here because it's speculative, but I want this in the back of everybody's head so we can be thinking about it. There has been talk at National for quite a while about shifting their convention forward in the year so that in presidential nominating years, the ticket is nominated in early so that they have more time to run and campaign and do all the stuff that they do. So, did you get it? Okay. So if National shifts their convention to say February, then we're going to need to be pushing ours into like November. Now, the kicker here is if they decide in 2026 that they're going to go to February in 2028, that means that our convention schedule will be crazy because we'll be trying to pack 2 conventions into one, etc. So I want to put this idea out there for everybody to be thinking about. But I think that it may be smart as a future-proofing move to look to do this convention in February and then do another one in November and just reset our convention schedule to November. That's going to mean like 3 conventions in 15 months, and that's crazy. I know that's nuts, but I think that does a couple of things. One, it future-proofs us against the LNC if the LNC decides to move that way. Second, it feels to me like November is a really good move anyway, because if we go to something like the second weekend of November, then we're coming in right after Election Day. And so if we've got candidates, and when they won, they can come in here and we can all cheer before they get put in office in January and then they're swamped trying to figure out what they're doing. If they lose, they can come in here and share lessons learned. What did I learn? How can we iterate? We can all learn from that. So being able to capture that energy of like right after Election Day, I feel like is something that can help us keep positive energy in the room.
Give people a week to recover.
Yeah, give people a week to recover. Second weekend of November feels like the right time or something like that. And it's before Thanksgiving, so it's before everybody starts launching into all the holiday stuff. Second weekend of November feels like a pretty sweet spot there. I'm not putting that out for any kind of approval or anything. I just want you guys to be thinking about that because it feels like it's a good move for us strategically going forward.
The last time I was involved in planning a convention was a very long time ago. Life has changed in many ways. And hopefully all this online stuff means that you could do things faster. But I remember it took us a long time to negotiate with the hotel over everything we needed to do, as well as finding a venue we thought that would work. So that's a time pressure we need to be aware of. But as I said, maybe it's better now, I hope. Because you could just electronically communicate and maybe speed things up.
Happily, Terry Floyd is on the case. So we'll be following up with Terry and we will see if this happens. Yeah. So we'll be doing that. So, also November, February. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of database changeover that needs to happen. I'll be looking into all of that. So, and bank accounts. I'll be needing to get with Adrian to change over bank account stuff. I think you need to be involved in that too, so I'm going to keep you apprised of what that's doing. At some point, we're all going to have to show up at a Wells Fargo together, and they're going to have to do a thing because that's just.
No, actually, they can do it through the mail.
No, that's not true.
I can tell you for political. For political parties, it will have to be in person. It can be in person at 2 or 3 different places.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I did it for nonprofits.
Everybody has to go to a branch.
Yeah. We'll all be at a branch.
Yeah, that's true.
I've done this several times. Everybody has to be at a branch.
Yeah. So, all right. We'll look into that. I'll keep you apprised of what that's doing, and Chris too. All right. So that is all I had. Has anybody got anything else before you take off? Oh boy. Okay, Dave.
There are a handful of things for people that are new, like are there email distribution lists? Are there places to put shared documents? Is there a regular meeting schedule that we need to have on our calendars?
Everybody go ahead and write down my email address.
I probably have.
Yeah, you probably do. My email address is laurenbdean@gmail.com. So that's Lauren, LORENBDEAN @gmail.com. Please send me an email and explain to me who you are in case your email address is bizarre or encrypted or something. And that way I have everybody's email address and probably your phone number. In fact, definitely your phone number. Please give me your phone number. And, and that way I've got contact information for you. And then I can start doing these follow-ups and I can email you details that you need about things like databases and shit.
You might want to know what city people are in.
Well, that's why I say, right, re-identify yourself to me so I know who you are. All right, Terry, do you have a
Say
question?
that, would you spell that out again? I wasn't sure whether you were adding the letter D and your name, or just...
The letter B as in
Oh, Lauren B?
Lauren B as in Benjamin, N-D-E-A-N. An inferior spelling, I know, Joe. But
Okay, Lauren, middle initial B. Lauren B. Dean @gmail.com.
At gmail.com,
All
correct?
one word, not
All one word, no dots. Yeah.
I'm glad you said something.
Terry, do you have a question before I go to Joe?
Yeah, something I didn't get to mention in my nomination speech was I printed up a bunch of recall Gavin Newsom petitions out there and didn't get to mention it to have people take them. And we recalled them in 2020. It didn't work. But now, after the LA fires, there's a huge move to recall them again. So they need to collect a whole lot of signatures, and you can only get 4 signatures on a petition, so you need lots of petitions.
Quite honestly, I'm not sure how worthwhile it is to pursue those things, because we're going to lose it at 28, one way or another. And it takes a lot of effort to run a petition drive.
We
And
found that out in 2020.
Yeah, and so I think they're just better things to concentrate on looking at somebody else's petition drive.
Well, it's the whole state's petition drive, it's not
Well, I mean,
just somebody else's.
We're not scared, it's not our drive. We're not.
No, but they need assistance, and I love to recall politicians. We've done it twice in Alameda County this last year.
Is this recall going
It's your supervisor, yes. The auto recalls it. I think we recall as many politicians as we can.
He has been doing a nice job fighting ICE. You can credit for a few good things. Even if he's doing it for political reasons.
I looked through the bylaws and it looks like all of the committees and things have like a 3-week lag on them where we can get together and start divvying out into committees in a few weeks. But the OPSCOM probably needs to happen so that we can make speedy decisions if we need to jump forward.
So somebody else alluded to this, but we need to get a handle on what kind of meeting schedule we're going to have.
For sure.
We don't have to decide it here, but maybe that's part of this, what do we get done in the next week thing.
Right.
If you can gather from us information about what will work for us and what won't.
Sure.
I believe the executive committee recently has been having meetings roughly monthly.
They have, yeah.
Okay. And they've usually been on the same night of the week, like Tuesday night.
Yeah, it's been Zoom and it's been on Monday nights.
So we should, you or somebody, the secretary, I don't know, somebody should gather that information about what nights are most likely to work for people.
All right, that sounds
And
like a
we
good
really
idea.
want to have it the same night every time. Should it be monthly? Do we expect to have special meetings? Hopefully not too many of those. But whatever, I think we should, in the short term, gather that information. You also mentioned the Operations Committee. Traditionally, this meeting has selected the Operations Committee.
Right. So we should probably go ahead and do that. And that's the officers plus one more that we elect from right here. Right, it's supposed to something. Does anybody want to be the 5th person on the OPSCOM? Like, do we need a whole big old nomination thing?
Which was short straws?
So short straws.
Do you want to explain what it is?
I mean, this is the people who make decisions in between meetings. Right,
Is that what the bylaws now say, that it's the 4 officers plus?
I believe that is what it says.
What kind of time pressure do you see there?
Okay, didn't use it.
It takes like 3 days for a meeting.
Yeah, go ahead and read us the thing. What does it say for the OPSCOM?
For what it does?
Sure.
And what is defined.
Okay. The Operations Committee shall consist of the chair, the 3 other officers, and 1 member of the Executive Committee chosen by the Executive Committee. The The operations committee shall meet at such time and place as may be determined by call of the chair or 2 members of the operations committee. At least 3 days notice is required, unless all members of the operations committee attend the session or expressly waive such notice prior to the session. The operations committee shall have the powers of the executive committee between meetings of the executive committee except for the following. A, establishing or modifying the party budget, except that the operations committee shall have a budgeted discretionary amount of $10,000 per quarter. At least 4 members shall approve any expenditure over $2,000. B, creating, modifying, these are the exceptions, creating, modifying, or repealing standing resolutions. C, incurring any non-budgeted expense or debt. D, suspending or censuring any member of the state or county central committees. And E, overturning any executive committee action. The operations committee may by unanimous vote approve any other action that would require 2/3 vote of the executive committee. The operations committee may by unanimous vote fill any vacant party officer or operations committee based position on an interim basis until the meeting of the executive committee is held.
Okay. So the Ops Comm is going to make a lot of day-to-day decisions. The Ops Comm is not allowed to do.
Do we know how often they've been meeting?
I'm pretty sure it's been pretty ad hoc. As something needs to happen.
It's been a
But I mean,
lot,
just-
it's been a lot more this last.
How often might they meet in a year, just to give people an idea of how much burden it might place?
Depends.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of what the Ops Comm does, at least in my experience, has been, oh, something needs to get done, and let's call an Ops Comm meeting and talk about it. And so it's kind of an ad hoc, what happens. When something needs to get done, the Ops Comm looks at it and does it pursuant to the, frankly, lunatic list of things that are the clearly someone was a jerk once and tried this list that exists in the bylaws. So, yeah, so we have 4 officers plus 1 more. Who wants to be our 1 more? Who's got space to do that? Mark, your hand is half up. It dropped right back.
I'm retired, and I can Zoom. I'm not good on social media, so unless it becomes overburdensome, I'm willing to try it out.
Okay, well, and I mean, you could completely replace that will if you do it and you're like, this is dumb, I want somebody else to do it. All right, so for the moment, is everybody cool with it being the 4 officers plus June? We'll call that the operations committee for right now? Okay. All right.
Are you going to allow public comment?
I would really like to get out of here in the next 6 minutes, and I'm pretty sure that Pat is going to attack me like his namesake Ferret if this goes longer than 7 more minutes. Well, unless you keep them too long, right?
No, I would like a group picture though.
Hey, okay, all right.
My only public comment is congratulations to everybody. That is my only public comment.
Fair enough, I appreciate it.
Line up for a picture and.
Is this congratulations to
I thought he
everybody?
was volunteering to take the picture.
Are you volunteering to take the picture, or what are you doing?
I can take a picture, but that's not why I have my hand up.
Are you just saying congratulations?
No.
Okay, then we're not doing it. We're trying to wrap this meeting up as fast as we can.
You're violating my first.
Hey!
Listen here, you. All right.
If you want to turn a corner, Mimi is right. Public comment should not be treated as an afterthought. That is a critical part of what you are all doing here. And if you just ignore that and brush things along and don't listen to the members, you're just going down the same Adrian path.
Well,
I agree with you 100%.
This is about to take longer than it would to argue about it, so
True,
by all
so
means,
we're gonna
go
deal with
ahead.
the issue later.
Do it, let's do it.
But
Okay.
absolutely.
Quickly.
So, transparency and participation, if we really want to get stuff done, we need to think of people, the whole membership as the we, not just the people on the XCOM. You know, and I've been on the XCOM before, I've been on the national committee, and I know there's always that tendency to just think of the people in the room as the we, and anybody else that shows up as the peanut gallery, and we don't have to listen to them, let alone the people who are not here. That doesn't work well. We should not hoard the information, get as many people as possible access to the information, like ability to post to the website, post social media, all this kind of stuff. Minimize the secret meetings, which get euphemised as executive session. Have a public email list, at least one, to which any member can post at the least, ideally any member of the public, but at least any LPC member. You know, if it gets to be too many emails where it's unwieldy, then deal with that problem if and when it arises. Until then, just let it be organic, let everybody post so we can get real statewide conversation going and get lots of people doing actual work and plugged in with you guys and what you're doing and talking about in this room so we can have more people engaged with this stuff.
Facebook group. That's the reason for a Facebook group.
My hope
More
is,
things to say, and I'm happy to talk to any of you individually later, but
My hope, Star Child, and I get your concerns, I understand that. My hope is that as these projects proceed, a lot of your concerns will naturally resolve.
Yeah.
Because openness will come up, decorum will rise, professionalism will rise, infighting will decline. And you're gonna get access and viewability of the things that you want.
Well, starting out by skipping public comment is not a good indicator, so I just wanted to make that very clear.
Don't
Fair.
think that's what he meant at this meeting only, because we want to get out of here.
Right, yeah.
So, but as a whole, I will nag him to death if he doesn't allow people to participate who are not in the exec conference.
I totally hear you. But my hope, again, is that as these jobs proceed and they synergize and things break together into something good, that a lot of your concerns will be naturally addressed, and so you will not feel like you need to come on in and tell us all that we're not doing it, because you'll have what you need, just as a matter of course. That's my hope. So that because if anybody has every right to feel attacked, it's you, and I get it. And I don't want you to feel that way. And I'm hoping that we can get into a place as a party where you don't feel like that, because the culture is just one of transparency and viewability, so that you don't get like that. I really, really hate the word we. Right, I'm going to throw that out there. I think the word we is a trap. It's a massive trap. My personal preference is each of us, or all of us, which acknowledges our individuality within the larger group. We is a dreadfully collectivizing term for me, and I get that it's a semantic thing, but I just want to put that out there. I really want this to be all of us, not we. Does that make sense?
Yes. Well done.
Okay. Anybody else?
Picture. I'm running out of choose.
Oh, Mark.
All right. When I was membership chair for the Libertarian Party, I had full right access to the database.
Okay.
If I don't have full access, then every correction is going to be sent to Rebecca to do. So do you want to delay updates?
Well, that certainly sounds like it would be lame, but as we get everybody access, we'll get everybody the access they need.
Right access.
Yeah, the proper access that you need to do your job.
Look at the database now. This is the majority of data that's been updated. It's my email that's attached to it.
That sounds familiar. Yeah. from looking at stuff, absolutely. So yeah, we will get you the access that you need to do your job, 100%. All right, let's be done. It is 6:43. We put this inside an hour. You guys are awesome. Let's take a picture.